Sebastiano Ricci stands as a significant figure in the Italian Baroque period, recognized for his vibrant compositions, dramatic style, and bold use of color. Among his substantial body of work, the Apotheosis of Saint Sebastian exemplifies his approach to religious themes, skillfully combining emotions, movement, and symbolism, while Ricci's decorative frescoes often receive more attention from art historians. This painting demonstrates his ability to synthesize Baroque ideals with his distinctive artistic voice. This video will examine the historical context, artistic techniques, and cultural significance of Ricci's Apotheosis of Saint Sebastian, illustrating how it embodies Baroque aesthetic values while contributing to the evolving iconography of Saint Sebastian. The Baroque period emerged largely as a response to the Catholic Church's Counter-Reformation movement, which sought to utilize visual arts as instruments for reinforcing spiritual authority. Paintings during this era were designed to evoke wonder, deepen religious devotion, and engage viewers on an emotional level. Artists like Ricci were commissioned to create scenes depicting divine intervention and heavenly grace, emphasizing movement, drama, and sensory appeal. Working across various artistic centers, including Venice, Florence, and London, Ricci absorbed diverse regional influences, particularly from the Venetian school, incorporating their characteristic energy and vibrant color palette into his work. His subject matter frequently drew from Christian iconography, classical mythology, and allegorical themes. Saint Sebastian, a Roman soldier who became a Christian martyr, has been a recurring figure in Christian art for centuries. According to tradition, after surviving execution by archers, he was eventually clubbed to death during Emperor Diocletian's persecution. Throughout history, Saint Sebastian evolved into a symbol of resilience, healing, and divine intervention, particularly during times of plague and suffering. Ricci's Apotheosis of Saint Sebastian strays from the conventional portrayal of the saint tied to a tree and pierced by arrows. Instead, Ricci focuses on the heavenly reward following martyrdom. In this interpretation, Saint Sebastian is depicted being lifted by angels, representing his transformation from the martyr to a sanctified figure. The composition of the painting embodies the Baroque aesthetic with its dynamic movement and emotional immediacy. The figures ascend in a spiraling motion, their gestures broad and fluid, guiding the viewer's gaze from the heavens. Saint Sebastian's body, partially limp from martyrdom, while producing a feeling of serenity, is surrounded by flowing clouds and angelic figures. The warm golden light illuminating the upper section of the painting contrasts with the darker earthly realm below, symbolizing the transcendence of divine existence over mortal suffering. Ricci employs chiaroscuro, the contrast between light and shadow, to heighten this dramatic effect. The color palette, rich with ochres, reds, and celestial blues, enhance the sense of divine radiance through the scene. Ricci's style reveals clear influences from Venetian masters, particularly Paolo Veronese, whose use of vibrant colors and balanced composition resonates in Ricci's work. However, Ricci brings greater emotional accessibility to his religious scenes. Unlike earlier, more formal depictions, Ricci's figures are more animated and expressive. The angels lifting Saint Sebastian are portrayed not as distant celestial beings, but as compassionate entities participating in the saint's spiritual victory. This approach aligns with the Baroque objective of engaging viewers not merely visually, but emotionally and spiritually. Beyond Venetian influences, Ricci's work reflects the broader Baroque tradition, particularly the impacts of artists like Peter Paul Rubens and Luca Giordano. Rubens' theatrical use of muscular, twisting figures and emotionally charged compositions can be observed in Ricci's handling of figural arrangements. Giordano's influence appears in Ricci's energetic brushwork and bold contrasts, contributing to the painting's immediate theatrical effect. These connections position Ricci within the larger network of Baroque artists across Europe who emphasize not only visual grandeur, but psychological intensity. The symbolism within the painting adds layers of meaning to its visual narrative. The upward motion of the figures suggests ascension and divine reward, while the cherubs and seraphs highlight purity and heavenly favor. The angel's gazes and gestures, directing both Saint Sebastian and the viewer toward heaven, reinforce concepts of insurrection and salvation. Unlike secular Baroque art, which often glorified earthly achievements, Ricci's Apotheosis celebrates the triumph of faith over suffering. Though the exact date of the painting's creation remains uncertain, at least one version of the Apotheosis of Saint Sebastian is housed in the Musée des Beaux-Arts in Strasbourg, France. Art historians have referenced a second version held in a private collection, though it is less accessible and documented. The Strasbourg version is noted for its luminous colors and excellent state of preservation, reflecting Ricci's mature artistic style. The fact that Ricci revisited this theme multiple times demonstrates its significance within his oeuvre and highlights how Baroque artists frequently reinterpreted religious subjects. The enduring significance of this painting lies in its focus on spiritual elation rather than physical suffering. By shifting attention from the moment of martyrdom to the saint's divine reward, Ricci contributed to a broader trend in the 18th century religious painting that emphasized heavenly glory. His approach helped reshape Saint Sebastian's image, emphasizing hope and salvation, a message that resonated with both his contemporary audiences and modern viewers seeking symbols of transcendence. The interpretation of this painting has evolved over time. For Ricci's original audience, it likely functioned as a powerful emblem of Catholic triumph and divine intercession. Contemporary viewers might interpret the artwork as a metaphor for human resilience, inner strength, and the transformative power of faith. In modern cultural context, Saint Sebastian is increasingly viewed not solely as a martyr but as a universal symbol of hope amidst adversity. Ricci's Apotheosis continues to inspire, encouraging spiritual reflection while remaining emotionally accessible across different historical periods. Sebastiano Ricci's Apotheosis of Saint Sebastian captures the essence of Baroque art: dynamic movement, dramatic contrasts, and emotional depth. By depicting Saint Sebastian's ascent to heaven, Ricci transforms a movement of martyrdom into a scene of spiritual triumph. The painting celebrates the saint's endurance and faith while inviting viewers to contemplate the rewards of divine grace. Ricci's work represents an important contribution to religious art. The Apotheosis of Saint Sebastian stands as a lasting testament to the capacity of sacred art to inspire and elevate.